All right, welcome back to the Brownie restoration. It has been a long time since I've done any work to this truck, so we're finally going to get on it today, do a little work. If you don't remember, this is a 1986 Kenworth W900 that belonged to a friend of mine, and he bought it originally in 1986, and I bought it back about, going on 4 years now, I think. And I'm going to restore it to its previous glory. Yeah, it's just a cool old truck. So anyway, most of you guys probably remember the story, so we won't go any farther. But little update, we've got it. My dad built me a nice cart. We took the cab off the frame naturally, and we got it on this scrap wood cart that we made, so we can roll it around the shop. Got the W990 in here, so we're in a little confined spaces here, but we'll make it work. And I have, let's see, what have I done? I'm in the process of stripping this cab out. Windshields are out. I got the air cleaners off, the hinges, this cowl piece here is taken off. It was in pretty rough shape. I have a new, not a new one, a new used one that I think I'm going to clean up and put on. It'll go here, and we'll just bolt it instead of rivet it. It's a little worn, so, but I think it's going to be okay. I may actually see what a new one of these goes for, just out of curiosity. You wouldn't think it would be that much, but you just don't know. All right, so what I've been working on the inside here is this piece. This toe board is cracked. Cracked here. I think you can see. Yep. I was able to get a new one. So I got a new piece of this toe board. About 450 bucks for this piece. It's a lot of money, but I think there's no way I could have replicated that for that kind of money. So I think I scored on that. And while we're out, we're going to put a new foot valve in, and I already got this piece off here, but the plunger is froze up in the foot valve, and that's explains why I didn't have any not very good brakes. So I'm going to clean all that up. I got a new plunger, I got a new foot valve. Once I get this toe board out, I'll replace that, because these are kind of a bear to get to. So I'll change that valve when I get this floor out. And then, so I'm in the process of grinding these rivets off. I don't even know how many of them there are here, but there's a lot. So I'm going to grind the rivets off, and then when I put this back together, I'm just going to use, I think 1/4 inch bolts, or yeah, I think it's 1/4 inch bolts, but I'm just going to bolt all this together. And then on the outside, there's these 3 rivets here hold that toe board. So I have a friend that has a huck bolt gun, so I'm going to have him see if he'll come up and put actual huck bolts in that, so it'll have the finish style instead of the bolt. So I think there's 3. I just think there's 6, 3 on each side. So I'm hoping to get him to do that for me. That way it won't be bolts out here. But the air cleaner, even if I went with bolts, the air cleaner is going to hide them anyway. But I kind of wanted to put it back rivets. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to go back to grinding these rivets off. See if we can get this piece out. So we're doing pretty good with these rivets. I still got, there's a whole line across the bottom there that I got to get. I might try to cut those from the other side. Haven't really looked, but I've been just cutting these. I think you can see with the grinder here, just been X-cutting them, and then I've just been hitting them with a chisel, and they've been popping loose. I think next I got to get this pedal off. All right, so got the throttle pedal out, and all the rivets out of this back part. Maybe that one's still, no, it's off. So the rest of them are all going to be along that edge. I'm going to see here. Sorry, move you around to the front. And it's all, see if you guys get the light there, but there's a row of rivets here all along here. So I think I might try to cut those off on the outside. I think is going to be the easiest thing to do. All right, I don't know how much you can see. Kind of in confined spaces. We got a bunch of snow outside, so I didn't want to move the truck out. So we'll make it work. But I'm going to go ahead and grind as many of these off as I can out here. And the ones that are left, well, we'll just figure out what we're going to do from there. Oh yeah, watch your ears. When I'm grinding, I'm staying, I don't know, maybe an 1/8 inch above the collar there, and that seems to be working. I'm trying not to get the grinder wheel into the cab here that I'm going to save. I mean, it's got a little wear in it already, but try not to mess it up any worse than it already is. So you get the idea. We'll just grinding those heads off, and then they've been snapping. There's enough pressure on them that they've been snapping. So yeah, it's going actually pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting the rest of those rivets out, and when I get ready to pull that floor out, I'll turn you back on. Okay, so I'm back. Got all the rivets out of this baby. Now the fun part is trying to figure out how to get it out of here. Still got this clutch rod to deal with. I think this will move a little bit. If not, I'll have to take it off behind the dash. Inside here, I don't know. I don't know if you can even see in there, if it's worth doing. But yeah, in there, I don't know if it's going to clear that nut there, or that, yeah, that holds the air cleaner on. I'm not sure if it's going to clear. So what I might end up having to do is take this couple bolts. I think it's held on with these hinge bolts. I might have to take that off. Maybe just one side, and I can get it flipped up and over and then out. That's what I'm guessing. This door has to come off anyway, so if I have to pull that off, it's no big loss. It's all got to come off anyway. All right, well, I'm going to screw around here and see how long it takes me to get this out. I won't film it. It'll probably be a whole video. Okay, welcome back. So, I didn't film getting this piece out. There was far too many cuss words to be filming. I fought the heck out of this thing. So, I'm not quite sure how we're going to get the new one in. It's going to be, I think it's going to be easier than getting that old one out. But you can see that it was cracked here, and it was started to crack here. I made that one a little bit worse on getting it out. So I don't know. Maybe I could have just reinforced it, but we got a new one, so we're just going to roll with that. But it's good to have this piece out, actually, because let's see, you got a little better access to the foot valve. I'm going to work on changing that. And then I found on both sides, these pieces here are not attached to the cab. So I'm probably just going to use 1/4-inch bolts. I can put one here, and these upper ones, you can't get to the back side, so I might just drill another one. I think I can get to this one, so I'll put 2 or 3/4-inch bolts there, and that's the same thing on the other side. So I'll have to fix that. I removed the door check thing here. I'm going to get a new one of those. So I'm just going to work on cleaning up everything inside here before I put that floor back down. But boy, what a can of worms. I don't know if this is smart or not, but we'll just keep plugging away. All right, when I do something else, we'll update you. All right, so here is our foot valve. I got all the fittings swapped over. I didn't bore you with an hour of swapping fittings, but cleaned them all up in the grinder, or in the wire wheel, put them back on. I usually just do like one at a time, because they're, so you don't forget where you're at. And then a lot of times I'll mark the valve. I don't know if you see, but I put a Sharpie mark here, and that'll be where the hose, where the direction of that fitting's supposed to be. So we'll go ahead and move back over here to the cab, and we'll go ahead and put this back in like so. And then once we get this back in, we'll be able to put the floor back on. Well, finally down to the last one here. Tighten up this last line, and then hopefully when I get the floor in, that it'll line back up with the mounting holes, because I don't know, this sucker is just fighting me the whole way. I don't know why it has to be like that, but just old trucks, I guess. But we're getting it. Try to get this floor back in here today somehow. Got a couple ideas how to put it in, but we'll see how it works here. All right. That should do it there. I just don't know if it's going to go up in there. Well, guess we'll figure out that when we come across the problem. All right. I'm going to straighten everything up, and then I'll come back to you. So what I'm doing now is putting bolts. This panel was loose. I just put one bolt here in the bottom. I'm going to put one more, and then maybe a couple of rivets up top, because you can't get to the back side of that. So I'm going to drill this out to 1/4 inch. And both sides are like this, so we're going to have to do this repair to both sides of the truck. Okay. And we'll just take a 1/4 inch bolt. I got one long one here. Like that. That's going to be better already. Go ahead and tighten it up. Yep. Just like that. Then we'll get a rivet and put in the top hole. Because like I said, you can't get to the back side of it to put a nut on. All right, let's try it again. Here's rivet number 2. I'm probably in the view of the camera. Oh, yeah, that's solid as a frickin' rock right there. Yep, I think between those 2 rivets and these bolts that we're gonna be good to go. There's some bolts that hold this bracket up to the cab on the front that I think I'm gonna put some new ones in, but yeah. All right, maybe I'll grind those little tabs down. I'll just grind the little tab off. Perfect. So like I said, I think that tightened up this baby pretty good. That's nice. All right, on to the next one. All right, on the passenger side, we're going to take this off. I got a used one from Parts Truck, and this one has a little crack in it here, and then it has this little shelf on it. It's actually one for the left side that they used for the right. So I have one that doesn't have this, and it's not broken. So I'm going to pull all this stuff apart. All right, so I think we're ready to put this bracket on here. This is a used one that I got off my parts truck. I just sanded it down and primered it. And someone before me, these holes are out to 5/16. They're supposed to be maybe 3/16 or a quarter. I wanted to use quarter, but these are a 5/16 hole, so I went ahead and drilled those out to 5/16, so that would be tight. And then we'll put 1/4-inch bolts in the back. So somewhere I have some 5/16 bolts that go here. Yeah, much better. Throw them in there. All right, last bolt. Quarter-inch bolt back there. Okay. Grab the short one. There we go. All right. Take that punch. Put there. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and snug up some of this. Switch over to 1/4-inch. Get my wrench over here. And then we'll snug this bottom one up. Okay, same as we did on the other side. Let's see, right here we got the 1/4-inch bolt on the bottom. I'm going to put 2 rivets up top, and I'm going to drill a hole right here in here and put another 1/4-inch bolt because I can get to the back side. Up top there you can't get to the back side. So that's what we're going to do right now. Alright, so that's center punched. I kind of left that in there to, I don't know, I thought it might be moving, but maybe it's not. So we'll go ahead and drill this. All right. So we'll get another bolt we'll put in there. 1 inch long. Alrighty. Okay. Go get 2 rivets and we'll rivet that in. Okay, we're back with the rivet tool. That's a good one. That's nice and secure now with those bolts. That's way better than it was. These weren't even attached here, so that these brackets were pretty loose, and that's what on the hood, your dowels, the hood comes down and rides on the front, and that's probably why the fenders were flapping like a bird wing, because these things were loose. So yep, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll grind that tab off like I did on the other side. These will be good, and I think should be ready maybe to put that floor back in. Maybe my battery's about dead, so I'm gonna try to, hopefully I got another one. I put some not electrical tape, they call it friction tape. It's kind of like a cloth. I put that on this, clean that up. It had electrical tape on it. I went back over it with the friction tape. That looks pretty good. Secured that. So yeah, I think next is the floor. Well, let's see if there's any chance of that new floor piece going in. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna go in. I don't know how to get it in here. I don't know. I think I'll shut the camera off and try to figure out what to do. Alrighty, well, having a hell of a time getting this floor back in. So what I ended up doing was those pieces that you saw me rivet and bolt on, took all those off. I'm hoping I can get the piece of the floor in now. So we'll just put you right here and we'll see what happens. Kind of wishing that I never would have replaced this, because I ain't quite sure how we're gonna get it in here. Well, it ain't looking any better. Huh. I don't know. All right, still working. I think it's this side that's getting hung up. Well, now I know for future trucks that don't replace this piece. Just leave it or reinforce it. Okay, well, we got the floor in finally. A few cuss words later. Yeah, it was a struggle to get that thing in there. What I ended up having to do was I'm gonna have to put some kind of putty or something in there to seal that from the rain. But I had to grind this edge, a little bit off of this edge, and then the same on the other side to get the thing in. It would go up and it just wouldn't roll. There wasn't enough clearance for it to roll. I think, or that's what I did. Right, wrong, that's what I did. I ended up taking these pieces off. I think I said that earlier. So I got to put those back on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and put them back on underneath. I'm not going to film that because I've already showed you that part. So I'll get those back on, and then I'm going to come back and we'll bolt this floor down. I don't know. Oh, now we're going. Run a little bead. Of this silicone. Alright, that's that. I'm going to go around from underneath and try to put some on this other lip there. Alright, so we got the bead of silicone, so we're going to go ahead and we'll set this panel into place. Something like that. Now we'll just get a couple bolts going. So as you can see here, we got this new floor toe board. It's all installed. Still got a couple bolts to put in on this side here on the outside. I know I said earlier I was going to put some hook bolts. I haven't decided. I may just throw some bolts in there because I have those and I don't have to ask anybody for help. So I might just do that. So those are there, but yeah, it's all in there, good and solid. Still have to put the foot valve and the throttle pedal back in, but I actually might just stop this video here and maybe I'll tackle those on the next one because I think it's getting to be pretty long. I don't know how long a video everybody wants to watch. Let me know what you think of the progress so far on this truck. I know it's not very it's still not very glamorous, but we're building the foundation for a cool truck. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.